Just after 8 o'clock Friday morning, and time for our Friday Foodies segment, where we talk with local restaurateurs and chefs about their historic locations, menus, signature dishes, and very excited to have this morning in studio with us from G&D Pizzeria and Steak, Matt Kurtz and Leo Terzopoulos. Guys, thank you so much for coming in.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
And it is I feel like I'm with Columbia royalty here, restaurant royalty here, because, again, we've got another generation of owners of restaurants here. We had Richard Walls on earlier. Of course, he came up through the industry and a number of others. But you guys are the new generation of G&D Pizzeria and Steak. How does that feel?
Trying to fill some big shoes.
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
really, you know what I mean? Because people always say exactly what you said. It feels like royalty, but you don't feel that way. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, he's been a part of the restaurant his whole life, been doing it for 10 years. You don't feel like that's the case because you're around it every day.
G&D Pizzeria and Steak, if you're talking about family dining and comfort food, I mean, there's something there for everybody at the family, and that's why it's become such a popular location for people in Columbia. I've been going there for 40 years, something like that. But when did G&D Pizza and Steaks open?
So in 77, we were on 9th Street. This is before I was alive. This is what my dad told me and my family. We were on 9th Street for 2 years. 79, we moved to the 2101 West Broadway, the Crossroads intersection. And my dad and uncle bought it from my Papu George and opened it up, and been moving and grooving ever since.
Now, G&D Pizzeria and Steak it's owned by a family that owns other restaurants. There's a lot of connections in Columbia that it kind of come from that, right? Can you kind of lay that out for us and explain the relations?
So it's all separately owned by cousins. We're all just separately running the restaurants.
Sure.
So like my father Alex and
They're their own individual entities.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They ran G&D Pizzeria and started that. George, my dad and Theopano's uncle George is the one in G&D.
Okay.
He's the one who started the G&Ds. Dino was his Greek friend. They just
George and
opened
Dino,
up the
that's the
G&Ds.
G&D, okay.
Yep. And that's kind of how that started. And G&D Steakhouse is Ellie and Angelo opened up that one. Now their son Michael runs it. And Angelo runs that. And, Jimmy's Steakhouse, my dad's first cousin. We're all cousins, you know. But everything's separately owned, but it's good. It's good family competition. We want the best for everybody.
Yeah,
so.
and the vibe in all of the restaurants really is a family vibe. You kind of feel like you're there with friends, and the food you're going to get is being made at your friend's kitchen. And
Absolutely, and that's what his dad says all the time. If I make it, I eat it. If I serve it, I'm going to eat it, and it's the same thing you're going to serve at your kitchen at your house.
The Queen is here too. My wife Robin is.
Good morning.
Yeah,
my favorite place. I love G&D.
We've been going there essentially, and taking our kids there for a long time too. So, and she is from Columbia, so she's been going there even longer than I.
Oh, I went to school with the Terzopoulos, so yeah, I've been around a while.
Okay, so now it's pizza and steak, but when you go in there, you look at the menu, there's some international flair in that, some international flavors in there. And I got to get the word, all right? And there are people out there that are listening right now that don't know something, and they want to know, but they're too afraid to ask. They're too embarrassed to ask. So I'm asking for all of them. How do you pronounce gyro? Gyro? What is it, man?
However you want to pronounce it, it works for us.
You're not helping me.
I will say, even if you go to Greece, it just depends on who you talk to. Gyros, I mean,
Gyro.
Everybody has a different preference.
Okay.
Yeah,
say whatever you want to say.
However you pronounce it, it'll work for us.
We're just happy you're coming in our door and getting food with us.
And nobody's
right.
offended, right? I mean,
No, we're never offended.
Okay, all right. So
Honestly, it is like the longest running joke of everybody pronounces it
Us
different every
Greeks,
time.
we prefer people to try to pronounce the Greek words. They're difficult,
You're just having fun listening to us.
Exactly.
We're talking with Matt Kurtz and Leo Terzopoulos of G&D Pizzeria and Steak. I tell you what, we got to take a quick break. We're going to pay some bills of our own, get the forecast from Beth, get a song in, and then come back and talk more about the menu specifically and some of the signature items, your favorite items from G&D Pizzeria and Steaks menu. We're back. More Friday Foodies on 102.3 BXR. Oh, but it's Friday morning, and that means Friday Foodies, and we're talking with G&D Pizzeria and Steak. Matt Kurtz and Leo Terzopoulos are in studio with us. Guys, I'm not going to start off by telling you what I order most of the time. I don't always order the same thing every time, but I do have a particular favorite that I have a go-to every time I'm at G&D that I get. But you've got so many great signature items on that menu. Let's start with the pizzas. Yeah, because it's G&D Pizzeria and Steak. Leo, name some of the pizzas that are iconic G&D pizzas.
So country music is definitely the first one that comes to mind.
And that's what my sister-in-law immediately was like, you gotta have the country music, right? That's country. Yeah, that's a
country music's the meat lovers, It's just a fine blend of meats. We have sausage, beef, pepperoni, ham, Canadian bacon, and bacon. And we just, evenly just put it all over the pizza, and it's fantastic. Country music's one. Pano special's another one of my favorites. It's mushrooms, beef, green peppers, and onions. That's very, very good. We have the G&D special with onions, green peppers, and sausage. We have that.
And what makes a G&D pizza, different from other pizzas around town, right?
Well, we make every pizza with love. No pizza's identical. It's never identical. We make it all by hand. It's all fresh. The crust
seems to be pretty unique, too, to me.
Dough's freshly made every morning. We have a thin crust. We use a machine. We roll it out, and then we hand crust it after that. And we just tell all the pizza makers, make everything how you'd eat it yourself. If you eat it yourself, it's good to serve.
And then you also have some pretty unique Greek dishes that are specific to that menu, too.
Oh, yeah. We have amazing Greek food, the Greek salads, the haratikis salatas. It's like a traditional Greek salad without lettuce.
Earlier this morning, by the way, Kevin Walsh called you out for this Greek salad.
That's my go-to.
Greek salads are great.
The village salad, the traditional without lettuce, that is my favorite. You can put any kind of Greek meat on there or regular meat. For instance, like our other Greek items, the souvlakis and the gyros. We have a Greek-style chicken, which is delicious.
He said gyros. I'm taking that as the law.
Gyros. There it is. But, you can't beat good Greek food. And to be able to get it in Columbia, Missouri, it's really nice.
Where do those recipes come from?
It's not necessarily family recipes.
Yeah.
The haratiki salata is just traditionally a Greek salad. Tomatoes, cucumbers, cardamom olives, onions, feta cheese, and Greek dressing.
Okay.
It's everywhere in Greece.
Now you guys are cousins, but Leo, as you said earlier, you're kind of brothers. I mean, Alex gave a speech at your wedding, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely.
So when you guys get together as a family, all right, what's the dish? Who cooks? And what's the go-to, like the family dish that, you're always looking forward to, and people walk in and they're like, okay, well, who made the...
So the big one that is in our side of the family, and it has nothing to do with the Greek stuff, it's Grandma's food.
Okay.
It's her dumplings. They're absolutely incredible. And it's off base from the restaurant, but they're incredible, and it's the one thing you look forward to every single year at Christmas or Thanksgiving is Grandma's dumplings.
The dumpling?
You can't beat the dumplings.
Okay.
They're absolutely incredible.
All right, that's the deal. All right, I'll tell you what I order most of the time is the spaghetti. I know that seems so basic, but it's good. And it's comfort food to me. I feel like I go in there, I get the spaghetti, I get a little Greek toast, garlic toast, and it's delicious.
No,
a little Parmesan.
It's the same thing, and that's the same thing as how you were asking about the recipes. We make pizza sauce in house, make our sausage in house, cut all the steaks in house, and also make the spaghetti from scratch. The sauce is all from scratch.
Yeah.
So it is one of those things. It's a comfort food because it's got a blend of so many different vegetables, different meats, and tomatoes, and it's incredible.
It is good. It's just, and like I said, I just feel good, and I always have a little to take home with me as well. So, what's the future of G&D Pizza and Steaks? It could be, you guys are the future now. You've bought in. And how did that happen, by the way? Did they just say, hey, here's the restaurant, take over, guys? It wasn't like that, was it?
Well, my dad and my dad Alex and Theo Pano started it. My whole life, my role model's been my dad, And for me to be able to have the opportunity to work side by side with my father is just, you can't beat it. It's money. You can't put a price tag on it. And it's been a dream to take over the family business. And then, my cousin Matt's on my mom's side. He's always had the dream of running a restaurant. We've always kind of chatted about it. And then throughout the years, recently, my dad and uncle are eventually going to leave. I never want it to happen because I
Yeah,
love
the
their
longer
company.
we can keep those guys around, the better.
Alex just likes holding court.
I mean,
every day.
yeah,
doesn't he?
absolutely.
He just sits there, right? Yeah.
I mean, they're definitely still running the place. We're
Yeah.
just the Robins to the Batman, you know. But
We're like my favorite way to put it, the junior partners.
Okay.
You know what I mean? They're still
But you guys bought in.
exactly.
I mean, you guys
yes,
are
100%.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
so the thing is, they're still there, and we're trying to learn. That he's obviously been around it. I've been around it, but it's different whenever you're trying to do the day-to-day operations of picking up everything that they do. That's the nuanced stuff that makes that restaurant what it is.
It's a family restaurant. It's comfort food, and it's run by a family. It's G&D Pizzeria and Steak, legends in Columbia. Matt Kurtz, Leo Terzopoulos, thank you guys so much for coming in and spending some time with us and chatting. Oh, I got to ask you guys, too. At the end of these interviews, I always ask the question, who else in town do you think is doing a great job and serving up great food? Is there another, place, restaurateur that you think, man, they're hitting the ball hard?
Yeah, I've got one, Don Pancho's Taqueria. They were on Business Loop for a while, and then they moved over to the south side of town, over by that break time off of Old Nifong, and it's a family-owned operation, and they do it well. They're super nice, super personable, food's delicious,
Nice.
quality's always consistent, and I think they do a great job.
Taqueria. All right. Good job.
and mine would be Belly Market and Rotisserie.
Ben Hammer's place, yeah.
Ben Hammer, Ali Hammer, his dad is my dad's best friend. So, they had Peachtree back in the day, and now his son has Beatbox and Belly Market and Rotisserie. I mean, I had Belly cater my wedding. I mean,
Yeah.
anything Ben always makes, it's delicious.
That's interesting that Alex and
can't beat
Ali
their good food.
are good friends. I didn't know that, but it doesn't surprise
we all
me
played
at all.
golf together last week, actually.
That's great. All right.
Great
They're
family, great food there, too.
All right, Matt Kurtz and Leo Terzopoulos, guys, have a great summer and best of luck.
Yeah, thanks for
very
having
much.
us.